Come at me, internet. Penis or no penis room, that's it. We don't care about vaginas. If you got a penis, you go there. And if you don't have a penis, you go there. And if you got a penis and a vagina, guess what, bitch? You still got a penis. You're not allowed to go there. You gotta go there.
Exactly.
The penis is the savior and the destructor of our world. The penis is God. The penis is devil.
The
penis is life.
I think you cheer the fuck up.
Okay, hi, welcome back to Please Don't
Hi.
Cancel It. Why don't you welcome us back to Please Don't Cancel It?
Hi.
Actually, why don't you do most of the talking this episode? Huh? Because I always have to fucking carry the show
No,
on my back.
that's such a lie. You interrupt me all the time.
No,
And you go on tangents.
I'm the only reason that this show is alive. You know what would be really funny? Is if you take the reins on this episode, which is not going to happen because you don't do that kind of stuff. But if you did,
Why do you like this, man? Why are you insulting me?
it would be
right
funny
now?
if you did, and then we got like a shit ton of views, and then that would kind of put me in my place.
Yeah, that would be funny. That would be actually really funny.
Yeah.
So guys, give me some views. Give me some views.
This is not how we're opening. I'm not putting any of this in the podcast.
Are you not?
It's so slow. It's so low energy.
Well, it's because you fucking spilt a drink, man.
Well, that could have been comedy gold. It's just how we decide to take things, isn't it?
You're such a bit of shit sometimes.
It's how we interpret things, isn't it?
You're such a bit of shit sometimes.
Whenever you're ready to start the show, I'm ready.
Okay, well, I'm ready to start the show right now.
Is that camera angle good?
I think so.
Okay.
Well, we checked it, did we not?
I don't know.
Okay, well, let's start the show then.
Start it. It's your show.
Welcome back to Please Don't Cancel Us. You can see this person next to me. That chair is in frame. Welcome back to Please Don't Cancel Us. Why are you like this, man?
What?
Come on, give me a smile.
I'm waiting for you to open
Give
the
me
show.
a smile.
Yo, this is actually funny because this is the first time that you've ever opened the show.
Yeah?
Can you
So?
please open it correctly? Welcome back to Please Don't Cancel Us. Thank you for not canceling us on this episode. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Do something. Make it intro, bro.
Please don't cancel us.
No, that's
Don't
plagiarism.
cancel
I
us.
came up with that. Open the show.
We came up with that together.
No. I'm the genius behind the marketing of the songs.
Okay, sure. Whatever. Welcome.
You still haven't opened the fucking
I'm-
show. Open the show.
I'm looking at my camera.
And can you please stop yelling? It hurts. I keep turning you down and down and down, and I keep turning you up and up and up so that you're loud in your own ears, but it doesn't seem to phase you.
So today we have a grumpy Milan on the show.
Gosh. It's rule of thumb. If you're gonna be loud, go like this so you don't spike the mic, and then if you're gonna be quiet, then come in. Like
Okay,
this.
shut up now so I can start the show.
You have it. Please start it.
Shut the up. Welcome back.
You're not supposed. Okay, thank you. Look at that camera, not this one. That camera.
Can you stop interrupting me now?
Can you open the show, please? Gosh.
Go sit in your corner. Sit in your corner, man. Jesus. Welcome back to Please Don't Cancel Us. Today I will be your host. This man over here will just be chipping in sometimes because he's being a naughty, naughty boy. Now please turn around. Turn around. Milan, turn around. Come on. Come. Turn around. Quicker. Give us a smile. Give us a smile. I know you're grumpy, but this is a show. Act like it. Now. Give us a smile. Come on.
I'm smiling.
Introduce yourself.
My name is Milan.
And today,
Today is
a good
Saturday.
day.
It's a good day.
It's a good day. Okay? Yes?
Okay.
Take a sip of your drink and cheer.
So the show is officially open and we're
Yes.
officially going.
Yes.
What would you like to talk about?
Oh, what I like to
Captain.
talk about. There's lots of things to talk about.
Go for it, Captain.
Let's list a few. What did we have to talk about? So we went to...
Yeah, sure. Let's go. We're waiting.
There are a few things. We went to Bert Kreischer the other day.
Yes.
We heard people are unconsensually putting bugs in our food. And Africa is siding with Russia and China. South Africa.
Yeah.
So which one shall we talk about first?
What would you like, Captain?
Shit. I need a co-host, you know?
What would you like to talk about?
I don't go on rants like you.
No?
No.
Oh,
not
it's
me.
almost like you need me.
Of course I need you on the show.
Oh.
See,
What would you like to talk about?
Let's talk about this disgusting thing where they're putting bugs in our food.
Open it up. Tell me about it.
I don't know too much about the subject.
Oh, you don't know too much about subject?
You're the crazy one that has free time and looks at everything.
Well, then why don't you start a conversation about something that you're interested, that you know about, and you can take us on a journey.
Take us such a piece of shit, man.
You know nobody's going to be watching this.
Why are you like this, man?
I don't know.
Can you stop now?
It's not fun
and
being
be a
me
nice
either.
and be a nice person. Be a nice person for once.
Start the show.
So we went to Bert Kreischer on Thursday evening,
Yes, we did.
and
Shout out to Bert Kreischer.
yeah. Can you please not scream so loud in the mic?
Sorry, it's my first time. I'm not very good at this.
No, you're not very good at this. Well, it was my first time seeing. Well, did I see a comedy special of his on Netflix
Yeah.
before? Well, my first time, seeing him live. I think your first time too, right? But you follow all his podcasts and stuff.
Yes.
You got to respond. You can't just sit there quietly. You got to respond and
Yes,
interact
I
with
follow
me.
his podcast. I watch Bertcast. I watch Your Mum's House Live. I
Yes,
watch
thank
Two
you.
Bears, One
Jeez.
Cave, and I'm definitely a fan of Bert Kreischer. He's a very good comedian, and I've shown you his Netflix specials.
So what did you think of the show?
Five out of 10.
Really?
6 out of 10.
We also didn't have the best seats.
It doesn't have anything to do with the seats. Also, I'm still sick, so if I sound weird, just deal with it. The show itself, I think, because look, we went to the show in. Can you pass me those? We went to the show in the Netherlands, in Amsterdam. I'm gonna do a little cut.
Yeah. We went to the show in the Amsterdam.
We've cut.
We've cut. Oh.
You know when you snap your fingers and you cut, you can do whatever you want, so nobody's ever gonna see it. I'm gonna put that in now.
Pay attention to me. He's not blowing his nose. That's disgusting. What was that sound effect for? Your mom yesterday with the cocaine. What did she say?
What?
What did she say? She said something about cocaine yesterday. What did she
I blew my
say?
nose. I didn't do coke. What's
No, but she was like, she said something about, it was a completely different thing. And then she was like, oh yeah, the cocaine. And I was like, what? And then he went, yes, we do lots of it. Do you not remember?
And we're back. So we went to the show in Amsterdam, the Netherlands. And Bert has 3 openers currently on tour. First guy was great. Curly haired dude, forget his name. Shout out to you.
Marshmallow or something?
Second person was a girl. Why don't you tell everybody how that went?
Okay, so, I mean, maybe this is very sexist. And I'm okay with that.
She bombed.
Well, not just that. Like,
She bombed.
Listen, she didn't bomb like really hard. Not really hard. I mean, it's not like people were booing and stuff, and people were still laughing.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, like, I don't find it funny when women talk in a vulgar way about sex. I just don't find that funny, and maybe that's sexist to me. But like, maybe that's sexist. But I don't think you should be talking about how many men you've slept with and how much about your pussy and all that
that's
stuff. It
aggressive.
makes me feel very uncomfortable.
Yeah, so
And-
she came onto the stage, and don't get me wrong, like, look, first of all, Amsterdam is extremely bilingual. So Duolingo. They speak,
Biodegradable.
not biodegradable. They don't go away. You can't get rid of the fucking Dutch. They're like ticks. They
Don't
burrow.
be so mean.
No, they're like Hobbit.
Come on now.
Dutch people are
Hobbit. I love how you just said a hobbit in between. No, I mean a hobbit.
like Dutch people remind me a lot about hobbits from Lord of the Rings,
You
and
said
they also
Whoville people.
yeah, like
Whoville.
Whoville. If nobody like Hubble telescope.
Whoville.
Yeah. So if you don't know what Dutch people look like, I swear to you, this is exactly what Dutch people remind me of. They look like Hoovel people from The Grinch. Like they all have these. Look, that's a Dutch person
No, it's not. Come on now.
with the
That's
nose
too
and the
much.
red cheeks from riding the bicycle, and they're all in a happy mood, but they're actually deep down
Very grumpy.
grumpy, evil sons of bitches. Look at them. Oh, did you hear that?
I don't remember that scene. Is this not? No, this
Did you
is from
hear
the
that
show.
Derek's wife's child didn't graduate from high school? Oh, terrible family. We should cast them out.
I think it's so funny. You guys go Swedish when you try to do like Dutch accents.
Well, I'm so sorry that you guys are not memorable enough or like impactful enough for us to actually have something to
Don't
reference.
be so rude,
You guys
man.
suck. Anyway, the crowd in this country sucks. Now, that's not going to take away from the fact that this chick's act was shit.
Oh, you could see her struggle.
So
though.
it was a combination of a bad crowd that's like stale and they don't really get comedy, and
That's the
also
laughter.
a bad comedian, like typical New Yorker. She's too fast. She came in. She's way too fast. She's nervous. She's not pacing herself correctly. Some of her jokes had like good potential.
Yeah.
Like if you wrote them down and I told you the premise of the joke, you'd be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that's funny." But the way she delivered it was
Because
a
there
nightmare.
were a few that you were like, "That's actually funny," but she just delivered it.
Delivered it
incorrectly.
wrong. So she came up and she was like, "Hey guys, so you know what's really strange? You know, I mean, like people say that having a high body count is bad, but you know what? Like I'm a girl and I have a high body count, and what are you afraid of? You're gonna get AIDS?" Like she kept doing this shit, and every time she'd do it, like so basically, I was like, "Stop! Whoa,
She
stop!"
did it once or twice.
She's like, "Yeah, like people don't really find me that attractive because when they look at me from the back while I'm having sex, sometimes I have to be careful when I do doggy style because if you look at me from the back, then it looks like I'm a guy, and I'm like, oh, sometimes I look back there, I'm like, oh, who's that guy? And then it's like me, and I'm like, I'm like, nobody was like, everybody was like, oh, fuck, all right, what? And it's hard to keep track, and you know,
Yeah.
she kept doing this thing because you know when it's going wrong. She kept doing this thing, and she's like, oh, wow, I still got a couple of minutes left, huh? So anyway, you guys, maybe it's your English. Maybe you guys don't really understand. I'm like, no, honey. You know, they speak
we all
English.
very well.
That's why they laughed at the guy before you and the guy after you. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm considering getting involved in comedy and going up on stage and trying it out.
So then we're gonna take a clip of this and then show you bombing.
It's going to go horribly wrong.
This is what's gonna happen.
Yeah, that's why I was laughing, because I can feel the pain of what she's going through. And I know that she's going to get better from this. But yeah, it's just, it was interesting. And then Bert came on. And I feel like he was a little bit too intoxicated.
Do you think so? Yeah.
I just feel like I know him. Maybe it's because my expectations were higher than I thought they would be.
Yeah.
And I feel like I know him from
Yeah,
watching so
but
many
that's
things.
the thing
I
with
feel like I
podcasts.
know how good he can be. And the thing is, when I watched him, because he told the machine story and he did like 20% of the story,
Yeah.
you know, and I was so excited to see him.
Yeah.
And he was good. It was good.
Yeah.
Like he had a couple of jokes, like the one joke that he had about Tom Segura and Christina.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Oh, there's a little doggy.
Yeah, it was okay. It was
Yeah.
okay. It wasn't like
The thing, what I liked, what I just thought was interesting, because I'd never seen, well, don't know much of his comedy, but what I enjoyed was like you do get taken on a story. It's like you're in like you're his friend and he's telling you these stories. That's basically
yeah.
how
And,
it feels.
and the other thing that I didn't enjoy is, you know, Bert Kreischer is such a vibe. He just kind of plays around on stage.
Yeah, yeah.
You can see he's not just delivering material
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Anthony Jeselnik, which I hate that kind of comedy.
Who's that? I don't know that yet.
You know, comedians like Jimmy Carr, they just come up and they're
Yeah,
like,
I
so
don't like-
basically, blah, blah, blah. And then this is the punchline.
Yeah.
Next joke. Next joke.
Yeah, I don't think that's funny either.
Yeah. And just because I know what Bert Kreischer is capable of, I think. And also I was quite upset because I was like, I wanted to like almost go up to them on stage and be like, I'm sorry that the crowd is so shitty. They're Dutch.
Really?
Yeah. The crowd here, man, like if you're anywhere else, in most other places in the world, like they're crazy and it's fun and it's
Really?
exciting.
Are you sure about
I
that?
felt like the crowd here was just like,
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I thought it was fun. I enjoyed it. It wasn't like I was dying laughing, which is what's the best part if you go to a comedy special, but like stop it, babe, because he's going to go crazy. But I did enjoy it. It was fun. The stories were good. Like there were funny stories, and it was more like a story-based comedy show. It wasn't like, you know, like a reoccurring theme, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean?
no, very
No.
little of what you say makes sense to me.
Okay, all right.
I nodded a
doesn't
lot.
matter. Okay.
What else would you like to talk about, Captain?
You're terrible. Oh, I wanted to see this video. Do you remember the video about Mosquito Burgers?
Yes.
Yes.
Did we talk about that on
But
here?
there
Did I
was
share
like,
that here?
I don't think so. No.
No?
The mosquito bird, but then I found something else, but then I saved it, but I couldn't find it back because I feel like there was more information on that. It's really gross. Apparently in Africa they eat these mosquito burgers, but I don't know if it's like real.
Don't say Africa.
It is Africa.
A specific part of Africa
Yeah, a specific part.
that
in
can't
Africa.
find a lot of food.
Yeah, it's really gross.
So for protein, they do this. That's it. They play the bongos.
Is that how they do?
That's how they get the mosquitoes to arrive. You gotta coerce them to coming. The mosquitoes are like,
Coerce?
Are those bongos? And all the mosquitoes arrive.
You're such a weirdo, man.
We're gonna get copyrighted for that.
Really?
I'm not gonna trust it. I don't trust it.
For the sound.
I don't trust it. Okay, I'm gonna be your narrator on this episode of me narrating your content. So basically, there's this region in Africa. I'm not exactly 100% sure where. It's definitely in Africa though, 100%, because like there's black people, right? So, they are plagued by mosquitoes, and they don't seem to be affected by it. Actually, what they do is they take these giant pots and these other types of materials or like things that they can catch these mosquitoes in giant quantities because they come out in the billions. So what they do, and they get very excited for this because for them, they don't have access to like a lot of protein and a lot of like farm type stuff. So they get extremely excited when it's mosquito season. So you can see that they're moving the pots around to catch them.
Yeah.
Flying in the air. I'm not exactly sure how they get them to stick to the pot. They might have some type of resin or something in there that like gets the mosquitoes to stay.
Maybe, I don't know.
And then what they do is they scoop them up with their hands. See, they're scooping it up with their hands, and then they start compressing them, like almost creating meatballs, but they create burger patties. You can see here. So they're squishing it down, and they're creating these burger patties. And basically what they're going to do to supplement their protein or lack of protein intake, well, you could have just eaten the fucking chicken.
Yeah, that's what I think. I just love that. Just shoot the chicken. Doesn't it lay eggs?
Yeah,
like,
you could, like they lay so many fucking
Well, if
eggs.
there's a hen, of course, there needs to be a male. Oh, no,
gosh.
there doesn't. Never mind. Why?
Anyway, so we'll just move past what you just said.
Yeah, let's move
Mosquito
past what I just
burgers.
said.
And then what they do is they fry them up. A little bit of oil. They fry it up.
Where do they get the oil?
From places. They fry it up and then they eat these mosquito burgers because they're extremely high in protein. They're actually quite good for you if you think about it. And then this white tourist went there to go check it out, and he took a bite of it and he almost threw up. So there you go. There's mosquito burgers 101.
That's so gross.
Yeah.
They want us to eat this crap.
Well, okay,
I'm
so
sorry.
segue.
Like, it's different if that's your...
The World Economic Forum
Yeah.
has now released some ideas and plans
Yeah.
for their new world order. One is
it.
this AirPod-like device that will attach to your ears and be able to differentiate and monitor whether or not you are paying attention to certain things. So, for example, you can wear this AirPod and it will monitor your brainwave activity, and it will tell you or tell your employer or the government what you're paying attention to. Are you watching social media? Are you working on like writing books? Are you doing...
But is this like in mainstream? So is this like if I'm also doing in my free time, or is this like just
They're
in
gonna
work?
they're gonna market it like this is gonna help you in your productivity, and then it's gonna find its way to companies and office spaces where they're like you're mandated to wear this thing while you work. It's happening. That's one of the many things that they announced. Another thing that they announced is, we've all heard this, but like the climate change emissions cuts. My brain doesn't work. I haven't had rain in a long time.
Would you like a sip?
The amount that most of the world is going to be cutting back on for their CO2 footprint. Like they're going to reduce their output or their factories or whatever, their CO2 output, right? The amount that they reduce it is going to be less than half of how much China increases their output.
Wait, what? Well, what?
Yeah, so basically, they looked at places like the EU, right? And they were like, you guys have to cut down your emissions. By 2030, you have to reach this requirement. So let's say it goes from 10 to 5. China is like, well, we're going to go from 10 to 40. So
Why?
it
So
doesn't,
like,
no, just because China doesn't have to play by your rules. And that's the thing.
are they just making a point by doing that?
No, they're not making a point. They're just like, well, we're booming right now, and we're not going to slow down anytime soon. You can't tell us to do shit, bitch. And it's just crazy because like we're all on the same planet together. So like everybody's making a concerted effort to cut down, and China's going to overdo how much you can cut down. So
there's no point.
no, it's just all crazy.
But like honestly,
Oh, and last but not least, getting back to the bug thing, the World Economic Forum has now, in the EU, passed a law that says that the suppliers of your meats and goods and vegetables and stuff will now be pumped full of insects. Pumped full of it to add surplus. So basically, this will decrease the amount of factory farming and also decrease the amount of CO2 emissions caused by farts, I guess.
how?
Because there's less animals, because there's more insects. And then people are going to be eating insects. Here's the thing about eating insects. They are toxic.
Yeah.
They have harsh chemicals in them that can lead to like cancerous diseases, like blood pressure diseases.
To eat insects.
And the thing is, like, how do you also think about how hard it would be to create trillions of insects just for human consumption? Like, it's going to go wrong. Something's going to happen.
But of course, like, why are they making this? They've been doing this for like over a year now. Trying to...
yeah, I remember I showed you on the podcast, I think, there's a video of Heidi
Yeah.
Klum when they paid
Yeah,
her to
they've been
pretend
doing
that
this
she
for a
eats bugs for
long
her beauty
time.
regime.
Like, it's too much now. I would like more, please. I don't, like, what the hell? I don't, like... I disagree. Like, how are they going to put it in your meat, though? Like, unless it's, like, minced meat. How are they going to put it in a steak?
I don't know. I didn't read the article. I read the headline, and now I'm on a podcast telling you about it. Like I'm Jesus. Like I know everything
Yeah.
about it.
But I disagree, and I boycott it. I don't want it.
Well, I'm gonna go kidnap a deer
Yeah.
and eat its soul.
The hell? Why would you eat its soul?
I'm not
But-
conforming to this new world order
Me
shit.
neither. And I told you about this
I'm not doing it.
2 years ago.
I'm not eating bugs. I'm not wearing an ear monitor.
And I remember you saying to me, babe, calm down, calm down.
No, I didn't say calm
Don't get
down.
too crazy. You're
No,
getting
no, no,
too
no, no,
crazy
no, no, no,
now
no,
with the
calm down, calm down.
conspiracies. You said you
no,
didn't say calm down, calm down, calm
I
down.
got you started on conspiracies
Yes.
and like the bigger picture.
Uh-huh.
And then you ran with it.
Yeah.
And then there was a period where I had to tell you to relax because
Yes.
you were going out of control.
But
Like
I was right.
no, but the thing is, and now that you're on a podcast,
I
hopefully
was
people can see
right.
this. You do not articulate yourself.
I don't care.
No, you go up to random people or random family members with no context and say, fucking, the world is fucking whatever. And then they're like, what? And then you're like, yeah. And when you do that, you look like a crazy person, right? If you have a conspiracy theory, you need to back that shit up. If you say, I think the world is flat, you need to say, here's my evidence. You can't just walk up to somebody and be like, they're giving you vaccines because they want to microchip you.
Yeah.
You need to have something to hold up that argument. Otherwise, you look
tried.
like a crazy person. So yes, there was a period where you were going off the fucking rails. And I was like, hold on.
I just came up to you. I said, did you hear about the World Economic Forum? They want us to own nothing and share everything.
No, and you said there was a new world order. They want to
New
take
world
over
order.
and kill us all and
It's the
fucking
Great
ah.
Reset.
And then I was like,
Not
okay.
kill us all. I
was
never
like,
said that.
okay, yes, but
No, you
let's
didn't.
calm down.
No, you didn't. You were
Okay.
like, no, babe, no. Just calm down. What are you talking about?
Do you know how crazy it is
Yeah.
when I have to be the voice of reason?
I was right.
That's how you know you've gone too far.
I
If
was
I'm stepping in saying,
right.
hold on.
I was right, though. Look at this now. Look at this. Look at this shit. Look at this shit.
Shouldn't we just move?
Well, we're going to move
Because let's just
we
think about
move?
this, right?
now.
They're cramming everybody into cities so that they're on top of each other. They're increasing the price of everything and inflation, and they're reducing your income. Now they're creating devices to monitor and track you. Okay.
Which they already have also because our cell phones. do the
Everybody
same.
is pretending to be at war But the only thing they all agree on is nobody's allowed to go to Antarctica.
But what do you think about this whole?
I'm not done.
Okay.
It seems like something is going on.
Really?
It seems like something is happening.
Really?
And it seems like everybody's going along with it.
Most people.
And I'm starting to freak out.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
What were you saying?
Well, because like Sonny, one of my colleagues, comes up to me, and he's also like into this conspiracy stuff. He also has a podcast called Open Forum, and he talks to people about like all the things that are going on. And he was like, yeah, it's World War III is like happening. I don't know about that. I don't know how you feel about that. Do you feel like it's gonna be like a Cold War, like with the whole South Africa also making an alliance with Russia and the whole BRICS thing, right? BRICS is what's it stand for?
BIRCS.
BRICS.
Berks.
It's BRICS.
It's a Birkin bag.
Birkin
Sorry,
bag.
BRICS.
Yeah, and what does the B stand for?
What do you think?
Bangladesh.
Bangladesh?
Am I right?
Yes.
Oh wow. Russia,
Yes, you got that right.
India,
Yes.
China.
Yes.
Is there a K or no K?
BRICS.
Oh, just an S. South Africa.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't go along with this. You fucked up Bangladesh. Why Bangladesh?
I don't know.
Why would Bangladesh? Bangladesh.
I don't know what other country it would be.
Bangladesh. It's like when you're in school and you're playing with your friends. You're playing cops and rubbers. I'm not allowed to say cowboys and Indians, otherwise we'll get cancelled. You're playing cops and rubbers, or maybe we'll get cancelled for saying cops and rubbers because all lives matter and Black lives matter, cop lives matter. I don't know what matters anymore.
Indian lives matter.
We were playing cops and rubbers, and then you know that one nerdy kid comes up to you and he's like, "I want to play," and you're like, "Get out of here, Bangladesh! You don't want to play. We don't want to play with you." Why would you include Bangladesh?
I don't know. I couldn't think of another B. What does the B stand for?
Well, let's name all the B's: Brazil,
Brazil. No.
Barcelona,
Barcelona.
Bangladesh,
Barcelona is a city.
Berlin,
Bangladesh is also a city, no?
Bantarctica,
Bantarni.
Bamsterdam,
Bulgaria.
Bulgaria, Belgium, Belarus.
Belarus. I know it's not Belgium, so.
Yeah.
Is it Belgium?
Bogota.
Bulgaria, sorry.
Huh?
Bogota.
Bogota.
Is it
Bolivia.
Bolivia? Bermuda?
And we're back to triangles. Anyway, so this is taking a bit of a detour. I'm going to take us on a segue. Huh?
Yeah, no, but tell me, what does the B stand for now?
I don't know.
You don't know. Can you look it up?
No.
I would like to know.
Can you stop yelling in the mic?
And now also, we've spoken about BRICS, but we haven't spoken about BRICS and what's happening with it. With BRICS. Brazil.
There we go, Brazil.
Ah, interesting. So that's the new currency, right?
Yep.
Can you stop? Can you why are we not getting into this?
I already spoke about this.
But what did you speak about?
BRICS is a new alliance formed
yes.
between these 5 really cool guys.
Yes.
They're really cool, except for this dude. He's fucking stupid. He's just he's going along for the ride, let's be honest.
He's like, what's the smarter decision?
The president of Africa is like, okay.
Okay.
All right. What? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. What are we talking about? Okay.
So
yeah.
he's with
okay.
Putin. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me tell you something.
But I mean, it's the smarter move, no?
He doesn't know what the fuck is going on.
Uh-huh.
I can guarantee you, if he was on the podcast right now and you were like, "Hey, what the fuck do you think is?" He's like, "I don't know. They promised me a lot of money. I'm not sure what's happening." Africa is needed for their resources.
Yeah,
That's it.
That's it. Yeah.
So these 4 dudes are just entertaining the African president.
Yeah.
Let's be very honest about that.
Yeah. But it's the right side to be on, I think, right
Anyway,
now.
so these 5 guys are forming a super cool members-only club
Yeah.
where they're going to release a new currency
Yeah.
that is going to be linked to raw materials like oil and gold and gas, right? And they've now signed agreements between themselves that are going to be exclusive trade deals and economic deals that exclude United States of America. Basically, America had a shit ton of deals with China and Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
That's where they were getting all their money and their resources from, and Africa as well a little bit. Then everybody kicked Trump out, right? And then Biden came in, and Biden, with his senile fucking brain, was like, this is what we're going to do. And then they did all that stuff. What happened was they disrespected a lot of the Saudis and a lot of the Chinese, and they tried to strong arm them into deals that were never agreed and to situations that made them uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because they thought, being Americans, that they were the big dick energy and everybody just has to listen to them.
Yeah.
Cool. So Saudi Arabia and China specifically were like, oh, cool. Yeah, no doubt. And then they just kind of met up together and they were just like, fuck America, right? Yeah. So they signed all the agreements, they X'd them out with America, and they signed deals exclusively to each other. So, for example, within a 24-hour time span...
part of this as well?
Yeah. Within a 24 hours time span, China and the Saudis signed like 37 deals, exclusive like trade deals.
Yeah.
So yeah, America is being excluded. That's why America bombed Nord Stream pipeline.
Yeah.
Because if you bomb...
you're now making a statement.
No, it's facts. You'll find out. They bombed Nord Stream pipeline to cut off the gas coming from Russia into the Western world and into the EU. Specifically so because of the situation in Ukraine and the fucking, how would you say it? Like the liberal bandwagon support Ukraine or die narrative.
Yeah.
Right? Because of that, they are leveraging their position and selling gas to the EU directly from the United States. They're sending gas at 3 times the price, or maybe 4 times the price, to the EU.
Yeah.
And they're charging them ridiculous amounts of money because America is broke. So they're charging them ridiculous amounts of money. And nobody is allowed to go buy gas from anyone else.
No.
It's a monopoly. They've created a monopoly on the situation because, first of all, if they do, they're anti-Ukraine.
Yeah.
And secondly, if they do, it's kind of like going against NATO.
Yeah.
And starting war, or getting kicked out of NATO, or getting in trouble. So America is in a situation where they've forced everybody to buy their gas.
Yeah.
So that's why China and Russia and Saudi Arabia and India and South Africa and all these people said like, hey, let's just do our own thing.
Yeah.
Because they're being crazy. It's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
Before things switch over.
Putin is short, huh?
Yeah, but he's mean.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, I just noticed that he's short.
You understand that he can kill you, right? From anywhere in the world. Like if that clip pops up, he could just send someone to kill you.
Please don't say that. That's scary.
I love Putin, personally.
I know you do.
He rides horses with his shirts off.
I thought he was like a tall guy. No.
So long story short, they're forming their own alliance. So it's basically going to be East versus West.
Yeah.
It's that kind of thing. So when you say your friend Sonny from, what's the name of the show?
No, the Open Forum. And he's
Open Forum.
Yeah.
World War III. It's going to be an economic war.
Yeah.
And that has already started.
Yeah, but that's what I thought. It's more like a Cold War, yeah? It's not like a active war.
Yeah. It's going to be economic.
Yeah.
It's going to be who controls the resources. Because now we're getting to a point in civilization where everything is becoming scarce. And it's really just who has the most will be the one who survives. And whoever survives will have the monopoly. So that's what's happening. And America seems to be shooting themselves in the foot because they haven't... they're so liberal and they're so democratic that they cannot make decisions anymore.
Yeah.
What happens is in America, with their current political regime, when you want to make a change, it has to go through 10 different people, 10 different organizations before it's approved. The problem is that one organization says that you have to alter it because it's not friendly for all. Another one says, well, you're not allowed to do that because it's ethically incorrect. Another one says that we have to increase the price of what you're trying to do by 10 times to make sure that everybody's included, and so on and so forth, that by the time you finally get to the end of that production line, your deal has dissolved. You cannot make anything happen in America anymore.
No.
because of all the checks and balances in between, all the red tape.
Yeah.
So what happens is when you have somebody like China, which is a communistic government,
Yeah.
they just do.
Yeah.
And if somebody says, yeah, but don't you want to be, they shoot them,
Yeah.
right? It's the same thing in Russia, and it's the same thing in Saudi Arabia. And I mean, Africa, they just need him for his fucking gold.
But how does that work? Because Saudi Arabia is not like in the BRICS in the name, right? But because it's India, Russia,
Well, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa.
Yeah. So where does Saudi Arabia fall under that? Are they just part of it? Like, but it sounds cooler because it's BRICS.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's why. That's why. Because it just sounds cooler.
Yeah.
That's why.
BRICS with double S.
No, because Saudi Arabia doesn't want to like choose a political side.
So
Saudi Arabia
invisible.
cares about money.
Yeah.
And they're just going to sell to whoever's going to buy.
Because how is that with like Serbia then? Because Serbia has an alliance with Russia, yes?
Yeah. But most of Eastern Europe has alliances with Russia.
Most, not all.
No, most.
No, most. But like, how does that work then? Because does that just mean that they're safe because they're with Russia?
Serbia.
Are they part of BRICS then or no?
No, Russia and Serbia are like friends.
Yeah.
But Russia is having a street fight.
Mm-hmm.
And Serbia can't get involved.
Yeah. So they're just in the background.
Yeah, they're in the background. Look, I mean, Serbia is definitely on Russia's side.
Yeah, I know.
For the most part.
Yeah.
Because Serbia is also capitalizing on trade deals and infrastructure deals with China.
Yeah.
I took you to Serbia.
Yeah, I know, and all the Russians are going there as well.
The train systems, the railways systems, the buildings, the hotels, the infrastructure, the roads, the energy, it's all coming from China.
Yeah, it looks very nice.
And that's the same thing that's happening with Africa. For the last 25
and also
years,
money,
China
right?
has been buying property and buying companies and buying resources and putting their flag in Africa. That if you go to Africa, which I've taken you to Africa, what do the South Africans say?
There.
The South Africans now say, China basically owns us.
Yeah.
So the thing is, they've been playing a long game.
Yeah.
And America has been focusing on short-term capitalism.
Yeah.
And the problem is that doing that has put America in blinders.
You know what's funny?
And now America is very, very dangerous in my eyes because America is still extremely powerful.
Yeah.
But they're out of money. Yeah. They just announced that they're bankrupt, that they've reached their national debt limit. They're not allowed to borrow more money.
Yeah.
So that's where things start getting crazy, right? Like if America is out of resources and they're starving and they're backed into a corner, they start getting
You know what's interesting
dangerous.
though? You know what's interesting though? When you think about this, because in the world, right, these are seen as the villains. If you look at it as a superhero movie.
If you're in the West, these are the
villains.
Yeah. Teaming up against the good guys.
But if you think about it, what's more of a dangerous villain? The villain that pretends he's a good guy, like, well, in our show, for example, or the villain that's openly a villain? Like,
yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've just thought about that. It's like, we all know the U.S. is no superhero.
Well, it's the same thing with basic human psychology. If I tell you when I meet you, I'm a liar and I'm struggling in life and I might cheat on you, I'm open and I'm honest.
You know where you stand.
You know where you stand.
Yeah.
But if you say, I love you and you're the only one for me and blah, 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 and then it's harder because like you've broken something.
Like here, you know what these guys are up to. They've never lied about what they're doing. Have they? Not really.
I mean, look, there's always collusion and espionage and coups and secret organizations.
But you know what their end game is,
more
right?
Or less.
More or less.
You can predict it.
Yeah, you can predict it. The U.S. likes to play like they're the good guys and they're trying to save the world and they're trying to save everyone. Well, the whole of the West, actually.
Yeah. But that's why I think conspiracy culture is exploding right now.
Yeah, because we see.
Because people are starting to see. People are starting to talk. And they're talking mainly about the West. Like, look.
Yeah.
You think that these are the villains.
Yeah.
Please look at NATO.
Come on.
Look, the second they were formed, they're above the law.
Yeah.
And they're creating and they're committing war crimes and international travesty crimes.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say it. They are, and they're not being held accountable. I mean, for example, whoever bombed Nord Stream, whoever bombed that pipeline, released the most gas and like harmful emissions that the world has ever seen.
If climate change is actually a problem,
yeah,
then why are you doing this?
So why did NATO and the European Union only talk about it for like 24 hours?
Yeah, exactly. Like you said, like I
Like,
saw that. Yeah.
if NATO were the good guys,
Yeah, then they try to save
and they
them.
think that Russia or somebody bombed that pipeline, it's environmental terrorism
Yeah.
of the highest. Of the highest regard.
Yeah.
Of the highest regard. And if there's a court system,
Yeah.
you should be in serious trouble. Why does nobody care who did it?
But
Why is nobody looking into it?
I think it's so funny because it's like in your face as well. Like in all the shows that we watch.
Yeah.
In all the shows that they watch, it's like they're laughing at us because, like, if you take The Boys, for example,
Amazon Prime, The Boys.
it's such a good show.
So good.
So good. But we were a bit late to the party. But it's so good. But like even there, like you've got Homelander who's the face of the US, right? And he's supposed to save the world, but he's a villain. Right? He's a villain. He's a bad guy. But it's like in your face. It's like they show you in all these shows, the big guys are the bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
Like the people that are supposedly good are always bad. Like nobody has each other's best interest at heart. Nobody.
No.
So I don't know how people don't see that. Like you got to question these things.
If NATO
Yeah.
could prove that China or Russia or somebody bombed Nord Stream,
Yeah.
wouldn't that help their cause?
What would happen then?
Well, I'm just saying, like, imagine if there was irrefutable evidence that Russia bombed the pipeline and committed environmental terrorism.
Yeah.
That would be enough to convince the majority of the population, including myself,
Yeah.
to kind of be like, whoa, Russia is a fucking dick.
Yeah. Why they do that?
So if they could prove it, it would be in their best interest to prove it,
Yeah.
right?
But how about the other way around?
Oh, but if they got caught bombing their own pipeline and committing environmental terrorism,
What happens?
then the good guys become the evil guys.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, nobody wants to support you anymore. Nobody wants to support your war in Ukraine because they feel like there's an agenda.
Yeah.
Everything would turn up against you. So you would probably bury it, which
Yeah.
is why you would probably make it a giant fucking breaking news thing
And a
for
mystery.
24 hours. And then, we'll move on.
Yeah. Crazy.
Why is
It's the
nobody
most
investigating
likely.
Nord
It's
Stream?
the most likely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And somebody else that said this, he said, if Russia really did bomb the pipeline, why would he bomb it so close to Germany? Couldn't they just turn the tap off from their end?
Yeah.
You just, and then there's no more fucking, no, we're going to bomb it in Germany. Oh, cool.
Makes no sense. Anyways,
Makes no sense.
so
I'm not saying, look, it's a mess.
yeah.
And the one thing we know is that in 30 years from now, we'll kind of figure out what was going on behind the scenes, I
Yeah.
hope.
Well, yeah.
But we've all been saying that China's been playing the long game.
Yeah.
Right? They've been for the past, 150 years.
Oh yeah. For
They've had a
long
long-term plan. And I think that's why they're communistic. Not communistic. That's why they're, communistic, right?
I think
Communist,
so, yeah.
yeah, China.
Yeah.
Because in order to get shit done, you can't have people stopping you.
No.
And look at Russia, same thing.
But is it a communist country? Russia?
Well, there is a law in China
Mm-hmm.
that says that if your business gets too big, you have to involve the government. They have to be involved in the decision-making process of what happens with your company.
Yeah, but it's such a fine line. You know what I'm getting confused by now? Because when you go too socialist, it almost becomes communist. So what?
Yeah.
So like, what is the best here? Like, cause like, you know,
It's just an illusion of freedom,
yeah.
isn't it? If you're that socialistic like America, you
Exactly.
feel like you think
Well,
you're
America
free.
is not that socialist. America is more capitalist, but we're more socialist.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But it's
here,
still just slavery, in its own way.
Here they just hide it better. Like the socialist, like it's better for everybody. And yes, in a way it is, but also you get stopped at every corner here if it's not like if it doesn't follow the rules of our book.
I was going to open a business here. I was going to open a music studio.
Yeah.
And after a little bit of digging, you realize that
You can't make money here.
No, they will start taxing you more if you make more.
Yeah.
And they'll limit your growth, and you're not allowed to really open a franchise
People
here.
don't want promotions here because
They don't want one person to get ridiculously famous and successful
Yeah.
and rich, because then how do you control that company?
But then there you go. So then it's close to communism because communism, everybody's the same, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's no.
Everybody's the same.
But it's
everybody
never
gets the
like
same.
that. It's never like that.
No.
So yeah, I don't know. It's just like if you go too far one way, it's communistic. If you go for
But here's the
for the other way.
main selling point about BRICS. Okay,
Yeah.
we took a bit of a tangent. The main
Yeah.
selling point about BRICS is a new reserve currency that'll be directly linked to resources.
Resources, yeah.
So gold
Gold,
or oil
yeah.
or gas, and
Yeah.
that's why they need Africa. That's why they need the Saudis. That's why they need
Will
Russia.
Africa become more rich because of this?
I'll get into that. And actually, yes, that's a very. I'm not gonna. Let me just finish this one point.
Yeah.
And that currency, I don't know what they're gonna call it. For example,
Isn't
like
it gonna be BRICS?
the dollar or the euro or maybe I don't know, whatever it is.
BRICS.
And if I was a betting man, I'd invest a shit ton of money in that because they seem like they're gonna come out on top. Now you said something about Africa. Isn't Africa gonna get more rich? They're gonna get stupid rich.
Really?
Yeah. Here's the problem.
What's gonna happen?
Africa's population is skyrocketing.
Yeah.
And their economy is booming at the moment. If you look at the statistics of what's happening in Africa
Yeah.
right now,
Yeah.
they are outperforming the rest of the world.
Really?
Yeah. Now, how it's hard to say. So look, if you have a Lamborghini
Mm-hmm.
and it goes 200 miles an hour, getting it to 204 miles per hour is so hard
Yeah.
because of the wind resistance and the engine power and blah, 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 that if you look at the performance increase of a Lamborghini, it's like 2%. But then if you take some shitty Volkswagen boring car and you just give a couple of changes, then the percentage increase is like 40%. So what I'm trying to say is like statistically, and if you look at the percentages, it's easier for Africa to outperform everybody because their starting point is so low. Whereas Switzerland or the Netherlands or
I see what
America,
you're saying.
it's harder for them to like show those types of numbers.
Yeah, because they're already at a high point,
But putting that aside,
higher point.
Africa is now outperforming everyone.
Yeah.
And their population is going through the roof.
Yeah.
And this is similar to what happened in China about 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Their population was going out of control, and that's when they started exporting all their goods. So 20 years ago, if anybody here is like 25 or between 25 and 35, you knew growing up that all of the Chinese toys you bought were trash and they would break in a day. But what happened was because they were managed correctly, their population boom, with their economic boom, with their control, led them to a point where they're now like very wealthy and very controlled and clean and whatnot. The same thing can happen to Africa
Yeah.
because the population is exploding, the economy is thriving, everything is working out for it. Or it gets even worse
Because they misuse.
because now there's way too many people. And
Yeah.
because there's way too much corruption and because it's not coming back into the economy.
No, that's a
So
problem.
all of a sudden, Africa is going to go one of two ways. It's either going to start booming and taking itself, like you're going to either see townships and shanty towns and these really poverty-stricken areas in Africa, West Africa, East Africa, North Africa. You're either going to see them climb ridiculously fast.
So make bigger.
Yeah, there's going to be water, electricity,
Yeah.
heating. There's going to be housing. There's going to
Oh,
be
you mean like that it
income.
will
There's
become
gonna
like
be-
a bigger.
It's going to start thriving and booming. It's going to start either going up or it's going to go down.
Yeah.
And that's up to the management, the politics, the government, and then also the work ethic of the people. So we'll see what happens in Africa, but because I was born and raised in South Africa and you live there, we know that the chances of it going downhill
Or
further
higher.
are way higher.
Yeah.
Which is sad.
Unfortunately. Yeah, it's such a beautiful country.
So what do? If you're China and Russia, you say, we'll buy it. We'll buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then what happens
What do you mean?
if they buy it? Will they take control?
What will happen if China, let's talk about China. They will buy land and resources. They will put their sticker on everything. And to be a bit racist, because I'm pretending to be China, they won't employ locals.
No.
They'll send their own people to Africa to run their own fucking companies.
Yeah, of course.
They do not care about the state of Africans.
No.
They don't care about any of
It's
them.
owned for their personal gain.
So whether they live or die, poor or rich, they don't care. They're going to send their own workers, their own CEOs, their own companies, their own mining, their own tools, their own stuff. They're just going to send it all to Africa, and they're just going to use it and abuse it.
Yeah.
So it's very dependent on how this president of Africa handles the situation. And it's also very important of how the people handle the situation.
Yeah.
Because they're on the precipice of either exploding and becoming one of the next global superpowers or the same, but just downward.
Yeah.
So it's going to be tough to see.
Well, that's BRICS.
As BRICS, in a nutshell.
In a nutshell.
In a nutshell. And obviously, like, if you think about it, this benefits everybody involved. Saudi Arabia will make so much money out of this deal.
Yeah.
Russia will make so much money out of this deal. China will make so much money out of this deal. And everybody's going to have a currency that's linked to an actual resource. Whereas the American financial system is literally propped up on debt. Debt is air.
Yeah.
So all of their money exists and it's linked to air.
Yeah.
It's nothing. That's why they're like $38 trillion in debt right now. But it doesn't matter because they just keep printing money. What happens if you continue to print money and there is no intrinsic value? Inflation, hyperinflation, economic crash. So there's a lot of like economists that are predicting that the 2008 economic crash is going to happen again.
Aren't we in it already?
We're in the beginning stages of it, they think. And if you talk to a lot of liberals and if you talk to a lot of people that are like indoctrinated by the government, people that you and I both know, right? They'll say, no, it's all just a lot of talk. It's not going to happen. It's all under control. We know what's going to happen. This is going to happen. It's going to come back. It's going to come back. And if it does, great. I'd love to be wrong. But if it doesn't, told you so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I was you, I'd be thinking about how do I set myself up and how do I make sure that I'm in a good position if that does happen.
Yeah.
Can I go buy land somewhere outside of the city? Because nobody wants to live in a city where your property value is nothing. Buying a loaf of bread is like 3 million euros, and you can't afford heating.
Yeah.
Like living in luxury would then just be having a place that's further out of the city where you can like sit by a campfire, hunt a fucking deer, and then just like have clean and renewable energy and water and that kind of stuff. So the problem is that most people aren't in a financial situation where they can have that just as a side hustle. That's like your main squeeze.
Yeah.
So that needs to be like your main residence. So like who wants to commit to that lifestyle change on the off chance that everything goes to shit?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I can guarantee you that the elite already have that set up.
Yeah, of course.
And they got a helicopter pad outside of their house in case it happens,
different.
and then they just go there and enjoy life.
Yeah, it's different.
Fuck it.
Quick question. Just what I noticed in that one photo over there, the bricks, isn't that the Serbian flag, not the Russian flag?
It's so the thing is
No, not here. No. There.
Where?
In the corner, the big bricks. Is that the Russian flag? Because the Russian is just... See?
Well, I know that they're extremely similar, but that looks way too...
That's why. I think they made a mistake.
That's communist Russia.
Is it?
Look, they have the same eagle.
Oh, okay. What's the Serbian flag?
With the eagle.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The colors are flipped.
Yeah. Looks very similar.
Yeah, but the French flag.
Yeah, I know, but that's like the Dutch. Look at the Dutch. It's the same. Red, white, blue. See?
Wow, guys, pick different fucking colors,
Yeah, no,
huh?
it used to be orange, apparently. The red. That's why our national color is orange. And if you look at French, it's the same. Yeah.
French. They were like, no, we'll just move it like this. Totally original.
It's funny, right?
It's hilarious.
Yeah. So everybody has red, white, blue. It's like the main colors.
America, red, white, and blue.
Yeah, also red, white, and blue.
It's like when you say red, white, and blue, you're talking about Russians? You communist motherfucker.
It's so funny, right? It's the same colors. That's so funny. So yeah, now show us your video. I feel like we've spoken enough about bricks.
Bro.
You.
I wanted you to take the reins.
Oh my
on
God,
this
but
episode.
listen, man.
And
you
I have
know
been
all the
talking-
information.
It's gonna be this camera angle for the last 40 minutes.
But you know more information about this, okay?
But then talk about something that you know about.
Because this is
Talk
what's
about
happening
personal
right
fitness.
now. I don't want to talk about personal fitness.
Talk about nails. Talk about sex. Talk about something that you're like.
What?
Talk about Love on the Island. I don't know.
Love on the Island.
I don't know
Love
what
Island.
the name of the show is.
Love on the Island. You're so funny. Show me a video. What's happening?
Health alert has just been issued in Urgent health alert has just been issued in Australia as a radioactive capsule is just being lost during transportation. They say the capsule emits roughly 2 millisieverts of radiation per hour, which is equivalent to a year's worth of natural radiation, or having 10 consecutive x-rays. But finding this thing will literally be impossible because it's only 8 millimeters by 6 millimeters, which is roughly the size of an angry Tic Tac, and it fell out of a truck somewhere between Newman and northeastern parts of Perth. And anyone who's been to Australia will know you could drop a bloody nuke here and no one would notice. Their concern is that someone will pick it up not knowing what it is and take it home.
What is it? How did they get there?
It was on a truck.
How was it on a truck?
Logan Paul got himself.
It was on a truck and it was being transported.
Why? For
And
what?
then it fell out of a truck. I don't know why these people do these things and play around with radioactive Tic Tacs.
Radioactive Tic Tacs.
I don't know why. And also, if you got radioactive Tic Tacs, make it more secure. How does it fall out of a truck? Shouldn't that be in a box
Also,
that's
why are
in
they
another
so
box that's
small?
in another box that's in a really big box that just doesn't move? How does
Why
it
is it so
fall?
small? Why is it like that small? What the hell? How did it get in the middle of nowhere?
Because they were driving it from one place to another.
But also,
And
who's
it
going to walk
fell
around there?
out of a truck. Listen, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but what? It fell out of a truck?
You're not a conspiracy theorist. Come on.
I'm a little
Retract
bit of
that
a
statement.
conspiracy theorist.
But like, who'd be walking around there and picking it up and taking it home?
That's another good point.
Yeah, like,
Can you imagine trying to find that thing? Like, there's search parties out there in the fucking middle of nowhere, walking around trying to look for a Tic Tac that could kill you. Right.
oh my God. How are they going to find that?
But don't they have, like, Geiger counters?
What is it?
You know, like, those things that, like...
Oh, you mean that you saw in The Boys as well?
And then, like, can't you just go, like, your location?
Probably. That's probably what they'll use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should have just put an air tag on it, bro.
Beep, beep. You can't find it in the
For
middle
sure.
of
Like, if
nowhere.
you need something, if it's
my
that value... Like,
God.
bro, we got air tags.
Oh my God.
I can find my keys faster than you can find a radioactive Tic Tac. That's a problem.
On every Tic Tac, put like an air tag.
Do something.
Oh my God.
Do
How
something.
does that happen? I don't understand. So yeah.
Like, imagine if I said your only job is to make sure that this thing arrives safely. I'm putting it in a box in another box. Like, you know those Russian dolls?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. What were they made for anyways, those Russian dolls? The ones that go one smaller and another smaller and another smaller, another smaller.
I don't know.
No? What is that? What is the thought process behind that?
This is why we got you, babe.
Why are you like this, man?
Why
I
are
ask
Russian
the good questions here.
dolls? Yeah, but I'm fatigued. Why are Russian dolls made? Each wooden doll is imbued with the symbolism of fertility. It's a fertility doll. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Oh.
The largest doll is considered the matriarch of the family, while the smallest is called the seed and represents the soul. They're seen as a representation of a chain of mothers carrying on the family legacy through the child in their womb.
Oh.
So it's like in the womb of 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 the womb.
And then when you say womb too fast, it turns into woman.
Womb of the woman, 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 the woman. What is a woman?
It has a womb. We solved it.
A woman is a womb. That's it.
The woman has a womb. So if
Hold on.
you're transgender, you're not a woman because you do not have a womb.
Please don't cancel us. But seriously though, like, woman makes sense.
Womb. Womb, womb, womb.
Woman.
Woman, a woman, a woman, a woman. We solved it.
We solved it.
It's true, though. If you do not have a womb, you are not a woman. Done. End of discussion.
Yeah, because you're
Finish.
a man with a womb, which makes you
No,
a
but you can't-
womb
no, you-
man.
N-
You're a womb man. You're a man that has tits and a vagina. Well, actually, nobody cares about your tits and a vagina. We only care about the womb.
The womb makes you a woman.
That's it.
That's it. Because we can't.
So
be
we need to
transplanting
change
wombs.
the English dictionary and the
Yes.
spelling of the word woman from WOMAN
Womb.
to
N.
WOMB.
B-A-N. Woman.
Womban.
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 It makes sense. Like, listen,
Yeah.
I don't care who you like to have sex
I
with.
feel like a woman.
And I don't care what you feel like you think you are.
No.
And I don't care what you want me to call you. Okay? Because let me tell you something kind of truthful. Sorry, it's
Tell me
truthful.
something truthful.
If you get hit by a truck
And they have to
and an
identify
ambulance comes up
body.
to you, they're gonna look. If you need a blood transfusion, what are they gonna do? They're gonna take a fucking sample of your blood, figure out what blood type you are, and give you a blood transfusion. They're not gonna be like, oh, but her blood identifies as O positive. Like, no, that'll kill you. It's not your blood type, bitch.
Also, when you're identifying a John Doe or a Jane Doe, I have to think about that one for a second. You're not going to be like, that's a non-binary doe. You need to know if it's a woman
If
or a
I
man.
found RuPaul dead on the
Yeah.
street, I'd be like, this was a queen
a queen.
with a penis. A queeness.
A queeness.
But the thing
But
is,
if it's like a burnt,
the thing that I don't understand with the whole what is a woman argument is
Mm-hmm.
this. We can dig up a skeleton from 6,000 years ago
yeah,
and take a scrape of its bone and tell you if it's XY or YY.
yeah, exactly. It's also the hip placement or something, right? You can see that.
So what does that do for your argument? Because
Exactly. Just
I
stop.
think this is just an argument of semantics. I think that they're conflating the words sex and gender with preference and attraction. It's all getting mixed into one big argumentative mess. If you sex someone, I'm not trying to be weird, but if you're trying to sex a snake, you put your pinky in the fucking hole of the snake and you're like, male or female, that's it.
Yeah.
So if I put my pinky inside of your fucking, I don't know where in a human, up your ass, I can tell if you're a female or a male. That's it.
Then next discussion, hyenas.
No, hold on. No, it's the same thing. A male hyena does not have a womb.
No, but there you go. So it's the womb. But they do have a penis.
Yeah, but fucking who cares if you got a penis? Listen, if you got a penis growing out of your elbow and you got a womb, you're still a woman. You're just a
Yeah.
woman with a weird elbow.
Yeah.
Cool? And if you're a woman with a weird elbow that also is sexually attracted to cats, then you're still just a
Woman that's
woman
attracted to cats.
with a weird elbow attracted to cats.
Yes.
And guess what? If I'm looking at you on a stage in front of 5,000 people, I'm going to be like, hey, you, woman.
Woman.
Like, I'm going to identify you by whether or not you have long hair and whether or not you look masculine or feminine.
Yeah.
Like, we've all gone to a coffee shop and be like, hey, what's up, bro? Can I get one of these? And then they look at you weird and you're like, oh, fuck, you're not a guy. Fuck. And then you feel bad, right?
Yeah.
But you just look masculine.
Yeah.
So it's not about what you look like, what you feel like, what you want to be, what you want people to call you. It's not about any of that.
It's just bullshit, man.
Do you have a semen production organ?
A semen production.
Or do you have a womb?
Yeah.
There's a giver and a receiver. That's it. There's
That's it.
two sexes.
That's
Gender, I don't know what gender is. I think you guys have conflated gender with your sexual preferences. And I don't care. I got a gay uncle, and when I was young, my mom was like, he's gay and he likes other guys. And I was like, why the fuck would I care?
Yeah.
So if you want to fuck anyone,
Go for it.
go for it. If you want somebody to piss on your face, go for it. If you want to shit on somebody's chest and then jerk
Go
them
for
off
it.
with the shit, go for it. I'm not into that
No.
yet.
It's up to you.
It's up to you.
It's up to you.
So why do I, if you like to shit on people's chests, have to refer to you as Superman?
Yeah.
How does that work?
I don't know.
Because who was it? Was it Jordan Peterson or was it one of those guys that said choosing your pronouns is like choosing your adjectives
Yeah.
and saying, I want you to only refer to me
As
as
beautiful.
intelligent and gorgeous.
Yeah.
That's all you're allowed to say.
Yeah, that's bull.
You're not allowed to choose your own fucking adjectives.
No.
Why are you allowed to choose your own pronouns?
It's so stupid.
And
I
you know,
find this-
Jordan Peterson they tried to cancel him like 6 different times for saying this type of stuff.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm not going to conform
No.
to your anarchy.
No.
I'm not going to call you things that you want to be called. I'm not going to change my language to suit your personal needs. Like, can you imagine how weird the world would be if 7 billion people had different, like, what kind of world? And you know what really gets me? people who sign their emails with their pronouns.
It's like a new thing. The fact that Instagram has it as an option to put your pronouns down, I'm not going to do that.
It's because you don't want to get in trouble. The thing is, if you don't put the I'm vaccinated watermark or the pronouns selection, then they look at you as an outcast. And it's tribal. You don't want to be outcast. So, there we go.
I had a weird experience the other day because now COVID is like not really a thing anymore, right? At least here. And I had a client and I was giving her, I was in a class and we were talking about being sick or I don't know, like getting the flu. And then she was like, have you had COVID? I was like, yeah. I had COVID a while ago. And then she was like, and it wasn't that bad, right? I was like, well, I was pretty sick, but like it wasn't like that bad. Like I wasn't dying. And then she's like, oh yeah, but did you get the vaccine? And I felt so like, I don't know how someone's going to respond now. It's such a weird like thing still. So I was like, no. And then brushed it off. And then I don't know if like how the view is now on people that don't.
The
like,
thing is,
are we still crazy?
I'm not allowed to legally ask you if you're schizophrenic.
Yeah.
You're not legally required to answer my question.
No. Yeah.
It's private medical information.
Yeah.
I think that a law should be passed that you're not allowed to ask people if they're vaccinated or not.
I know, it's
because it's
stupid.
under a privacy act. Just do that.
Yeah.
And that'll solve all the fucking tribalism.
Yeah.
Because what are you vaccinated? Can I trust you?
Yeah, exactly. That's what you get.
What is that about?
Yeah. It's so weird.
It's very weird.
Yeah. Anyways, do you have anything else to show me?
Yeah. No.
Yeah. No?
No. I'm just thinking about like the whole gender thing really gets to me.
Yeah, me too.
It really gets to me because I also read this article that said that 0.4% of people that are signed up for Twitter are responsible for the comments. For all of the comments in all of Twitter,
the Twitter people,
there's only 0.4% of them that are responsible for cancel culture and for all these comments, right? 99.6% of people don't comment. 99.6% of people do not comment.
Yeah.
So 0.4% of people are running the narrative.
Yeah.
Those 0.4 are sitting at home playing video games, eating Cheetos, stroking their cats, and have nothing better to do than take the tension that's building up in their life because they're not distributing that tension through physical exercise.
Yeah.
To take that tension that they're building
or
up
anything
and throwing it at social media.
Yeah.
Throwing it at Kevin Hart for saying something kind of homophobic 12 years ago as a joke.
Yeah.
And canceling him and not allowing him to host the Oscars.
Yeah, because what did you post the other day about the man? I feel like a woman.
Aretha Franklin, Natural Woman. The song called A Natural Woman.
Is that the song?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a natural woman.
Oh, it's a different song. Yeah.
Is now being deemed transphobic against trans because what is a natural woman? Oh my God.
I'm a fucking natural woman. That's what it is. I'm so over it.
What about this?
It makes me so angry. It makes me so angry because it's disrespectful to actual women.
But here's the thing. I'll make a deal with the trans people out there. Here's my deal. I will conform to what you want me to conform to and call you what you want me to call you.
But you're not a natural woman.
If you commit to the surgery.
Yeah, but still, you're not a natural woman if you do that.
No. I'm not saying natural woman. I'm not saying natural woman. No. Listen. If a woman gets her womb removed, I'm not going to call you a man, but I'll call you what you want to be called.
Yeah, but still, that does not make you natural. If I get my boobs done, are my boobs natural? No. End of discussion.
You still got big tits, though.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I've got natural boobs.
What I'm trying to say is
you can't call them natural.
If you want to use the female locker room,
that's the end of that discussion.
If a trans man, woman, whatever you call yourself, wants to use the female locker room, you're only allowed to use it if you slice your dick off.
Yeah, if you don't have a dick anymore.
That's the rule. Like, why don't they just say, this changing room is open to anyone and everyone that would like to go here?
Yeah.
And then just put a big sign with a dick and a red line through it. No dicks allowed.
Yeah. Done. Discussion over.
You can be a giant, scary man, but you need
A
to
vagina.
slice your dick off.
Yeah.
Doesn't that solve the whole bathroom problem?
Yeah.
Because look, men don't care if trans men use male bathrooms because we're not threatened.
No.
If some girl
No.
with a
it's
vagina walks into my bathroom
different. Fine. Whatever.
and like puts her leg on the urinal, right, and starts
be
peeing,
gross.
like I'm not threatened because what are you gonna do? I could strangle you with my toes.
Yeah.
But if a giant scary man walks into a female bathroom while a mother is showing her daughter how to use the toilet for the first fucking time and whips out his giant cock, that is very threatening.
Yeah.
So slice your dick off, and you're allowed in. What's wrong? Anybody objections?
Or stop complaining.
Use like
Done.
they should just like remove the man and the woman, like you know those little icons that they stick on the door,
Yeah.
or the M and the W. They should just remove all of that. They should just put graphic pictures of a vagina and a penis on the doors,
Yeah.
and just whatever you have is where you go. That's it.
Check your pants. Then
Yeah.
go.
And also, let's just blanket that. Like, no more man, woman, he, her, they, them. Just say Mr. Penis or the penis
And Mr. Vagina.
and the vagina. Just blanket it all.
I like the Serbian word more. Picha.
Pichka.
Pichka. It's
Pichka.
cute.
It's like Pikachu.
It's the only cute name for a vagina that I've ever heard in my life.
My Pichka.
My Pichka. It's cute.
Yeah.
I like it. I'll take it.
And dick is Kurats.
Kurats. It sounds a little bit more aggressive.
Mr. Kurats.
Mr. Kurats.
And Mrs. Pichka.
Pichka. Yeah, listen. No, like.
But comment below. Like, please tell me. Like, let's do this. You guys are now officially allowed to interact with us, right? We're going to read your comments. You tell us if we're right or
you
if we're
weren't
wrong.
before.
You weren't allowed before.
Oh my God.
You tell us if we're right or we're wrong. And if you have a compelling comment, right, that proves that we are wrong or right, we will take it into account and we'll talk about it on the next episode.
Yeah.
If you don't comment or like the video, we're not going to comment about it. We're not going to look at you. We're going to ignore you, honestly, because you're worthless. But if you want to be worth something, leave a comment and make it engaging and tell me why that idea wouldn't work.
Yeah.
Penis, vagina.
Penis, vagina.
Right?
Vagina. What if you have both?
If you got a penis and a vagina.
Yeah. What happens then?
It's a good question.
Yeah, pretty good question.
Think about that for a second.
Yeah, that's a difficult one.
Can you have a penis and a vagina?
Yeah, hermaphrodites. Like a hyena. Where does the hyena go? It's got a penis and a vagina.
If you have a penis and vagina,
Do they? Or do they just have a penis?
I guess you got to use both.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
But then you've got a penis. You should just have the penis and the no penis room. I think that's better.
There we go.
Yeah.
Come at me, bro. Come at me, internet. Penis or no penis room, that's it. We don't care about vaginas. If you got a penis, you go there. And if you don't have a penis, you go there. And if you got a penis and a vagina, guess what, bitch? You still got a penis. You're not allowed to go there. You gotta go there.
Exactly.
The penis is the savior and the destructor of our world. The penis is God. The penis is devil.
The
Penis is life.
I
So
think
you tell me
this is your
penis
new
or no
hit
penis
single.
room.
Maybe you should
it's a
write
penis
a song.
or a no penis room. It's a penis
Or
a no penis room.
Do you have
got
a
penis?
winky? Or a Twinkie? A winky.
You ruined
Or a
it.
Twinkie.
I feel like a Twinkie is the same thing as a
Really? A Twinkie has
mushy stuff in the middle that you can have sex with.
exactly.
If you got a penis or a Twinkie, you got a winky. Don't
or a Twinkie.
wink at me.
A Willy or a Wonka.
Look, if your only compelling comment is that you can't have penises scattered around the city, Willy and Wonka.
Willy and Wonka.
Do that.
Twinkie and Winky.
Just make it cute. Put like a chocolate bar and then just put like a wrapper.
Pichka or Kurats.
Chocolate bar and then Tupac.
Yeah.
Okay, we gotta go. Thank you very much for not
Thank you very
canceling us.
much.
Say over there something that you want to say to the people.
Sweet watchers.